To all those new Tesla investors, this is not a Tesla, but we will talk about Tesla, the S&P 500, as well as the earnings call. Stay tuned.
I can help you out.
What an earnings night, guys. If you didn't follow it live, make sure to subscribe and like, because I live streamed the whole thing. And what a surprise, a 15% profit on the Tesla stock surprise. This is where we are starting. Now look at the stock. The stock just were into the 800 levels, and from there they came from very, very deep, 350 at the lowest, but now we are scratching the $900 mark. And I'm telling you here exclusively on this channel where the stock is going next. I don't know. This is the most professional answer that you will hear, because we don't know how the further stock will be profitable from the whole market that is currently going up apparently, but also we have to see how investors react if getting some profits off the table. So we keep this open and go back to it in the end of this video. Let's talk Robo-taxi. Robo-taxi is maybe one of the most important products for Tesla in the upcoming months. Now, there was an analyst on the earnings call that said, hey, what would you think when and where a robo-taxi will start, and what is the timeline about it? And I have to be very honest, when I heard Elon Musk being on the earnings call and don't give a straight answer right ahead, I think, maybe his colleague said, hey, you know what, maybe don't mention any dates or whatsoever. He was dancing around the overall answer. Have a look.
In my view, again, I could be wrong. As you've seen with Tesla, we're ahead in some areas and we're behind in others. Because when I give a guess, I give the guess that I think is the likely midpoint, not the point with lots of margin. If this is normal distribution, I give you the 50th percentile, not the 3 sigma, optimistic or pessimistic. So then that necessarily means at least half my predictions will be wrong and half will be right. I think, or they might be right, but offset by, a few weeks to a few months, in some cases a few years. But I believe everything I've ever said would come true, did come true. It may have come true late, but it did come true. So punctuality is not my strong suit, but I always come through in the end. So I think we could see robotaxis in operation with the network fleet next year.
So the dance reminded me a little bit of the dance that he did in China. It's a little bit, a little bit around the cake, right? But if Robotaxi, and it will come, and I think the Tesla earnings call was one of the most important things for a Tesla investor. Why? Because at the earnings call, they are talking about developments, and one of the biggest development was that we are seeing the overall mileage of the whole Tesla fleet growing with every single car, guys. And he nailed it with one statement. He said that you can imagine Google search. Google is #1 in searching tools worldwide. And with every search that people are making on the platform learns and gets better. And therefore they have a huge leap to the next second biggest platform. Who else is in the search business? I don't know who's #2 even, so because everybody using Google, and therefore I think in the future everybody will use the self-driving features or software by Tesla. We don't know, but Tesla is far, far ahead. And when the times come when Uber will be just shredded down by the robo-taxis by Tesla, we will see that mid or end 2021. Now, one of the biggest bull stories actually recently for earnings call, there was a very, very important message for demand. Short sellers of Tesla like to take this argument that demand is not there. Actually, there's two things. First, they said they are one of the only car manufacturers that you can, within 90 seconds, order your car online. And this means that even people who are not allowed to go to a dealership or to a gallery, they cannot purchase a car. So this means that maybe more people are switching to Tesla because the ordering process is so easy and simple, and it's revolutionary. And moreover, they said on the earnings call that their backlog of orders was one of the strongest ever. So this means not only that they are selling crazy, they having backlog of undelivered cars, they also have lots and lots of orders for new cars. This is a very strong statement that Tesla gave on the earnings call, and therefore I believe, this is such a beautiful thing about Tesla. They always innovating on so many levels. Let's talk about the overall car. So also on the Q1 letter or presentation, you can see that they are improving something revolutionizing on the Model Y. They are trying to reduce part and therefore cost, which we see is cleverly working. 75% of all parts of the Model 3 are also to be found in the Model Y, and therefore as bigger you can do those orders at your suppliers, as better for your price, for your customer in the end. And this is also the beauty about the Tesla manufacturing. They are also revolutionizing this on every new car they have. They're pushing the boundaries, and Elon Musk a little bit get into, a little bit of an offensive line when the Adam Jones, analyst of Morgan Stanley, asked about the overall situation, and Elon Musk said, it's against our freedom to be in lockdown and to not be able to go out and to not go out to work, and companies can produce, and this is such a great hit for the economy. And he a little bit went further on that, and suddenly after the next question the live stream went off just out of the sudden. Maybe someone said, Ellen, just let's keep about Tesla. Let's talk about Tesla only and not about politicals or other things. So this was very interesting as well on the earnings call. Then one analyst asked, what about the financial guidance? And Zach Kirkhorn, the CFO of Tesla, just said, we have $8.1 billion in the bank. I don't know which other guidance do you need. They have so much cash that they actually, can go many other months ahead without raising any more money. They see that the China factory is so important to deliver for the cars. They are now at the capacity of 200,000 cars, which is an improvement of about 25% that usually thought, and this is huge, guys. And as US is still under lockdown and Germany is still under construction, China becomes one of the biggest important piece of the puzzle in the Tesla success story. And we see that they also are creating further the battery plant production there, where they make the powertrain and the modules assembling. They will do also the Model Y there. So this kind of news in China, we really expected to make sure that everything is really going well for Tesla. And therefore also I believe that one of the most important part with Tesla is that they not only product stability, financial stability, manufacturing stability, but also diversified where they are producing. A long time the US was the only part of the world where they are producing, but Elon and his team made the right choice to say, we need in Asia, we need in Europe, and we need an US plant. And they were also asked about more plants and which plants are introduced next. Obviously he said, the next plant will be introduced maybe in May, which will be in the US, maybe for the Cybertruck and so on. And also we shall see that those existing gigafactories will be more over the next 5 years. But however, it's more important to see that those that are already existing are just getting extended. Now, how we see in the case of China, we shall see also in the US, and also Germany will be bigger and bigger because it's easier to build and extend an existing plant than building a totally new one in a totally new country. So this will be super interesting the next couple of months when we can get back to work. And this is, as per Elon Musk in the conference call, also the biggest risk for Tesla. When they will be allowed to go back to work, this will say everything about the Q2. This is the important one for so many companies, because the Q1 effect is not that as of a big, you had still almost the whole quarter, and the Q2 is since now already, just affected by the last week of March. We are affected the whole April. Maybe we will also get affected the whole May. We don't know. We don't know when US will be open for business again and how it really will be after it's open for business, So I think this will be the challenges over the next couple of months for all of those companies in the US, not only for Tesla. And therefore I believe that we should watch closely. The next big event is the Battery Day, which should be still in May, and then we shall see what we will have as breaking news into the battery technology. So summarized, hands down, we have updates on the Robo taxi service. We see how important this self-driving business will be for Tesla. Imagine in these timings where everything is unknown, that cars can be delivered by themselves if they are self-driving, completely self-driving. Okay, and more updates show us the capability of Tesla. And I think also the cash is strong. The product development and distribution is super strong and super hyper innovative. Okay, this is unbelievable and unique worldwide, guys. As a newcomer on the block in the car industry, they showed everyone how to make a business. They have an incredible safety filter in their cars that, bacteria, this kind of things that are very, very harmful for us is not coming inside the car. We shall see huge improvements into the manufacturing, and we see a team that is working hard to achieve the overall vision of Tesla. Now, this in mind, think about where Tesla could be in a couple of years. Now, I think the stock can easily reach thousands level. If it will be short term or mid-term, we don't know, and nobody can tell you. And who can tell you or claim that he can tell you this is absolutely lying, because the market is so unpredictable, especially those times. We don't know how the second wave of the overall situation will be, how the world will look like after the lockdown is eased, and how consumer behavior will affect the overall economy. Everything is crazy right now. Everybody is in shock. At home, working from remotely. They don't know what to do. Governments sometimes don't even understand what is going on, guys. And therefore I believe it's such an unprecedented situation that nobody in the world can predict the short-term future. Not even the Wolf of Dubai. Thank you very much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And I see you tomorrow.